Hi, I'm Dana Obleman. This video is for my free sleep course for newborns up to 3 months right here on YouTube. If you feel like you could use more guidance, then check out Sleep Sense Plus. The link is in the description below.
So yesterday we were talking about what to do when things don't go perfectly at bedtime. Today I want to talk about what to do if things don't go perfectly at nap time. So let's start at the beginning of the day. She's had her nice full feed in the bright sunlight. It's now the 45-minute mark and we're going to try for the nap. I'm going to go into the room, maybe put her in a swaddle if she likes that, and put her in the crib or the bassinet. Same thing as the night. We're going to give her a little bit of an opportunity to see if she can get to sleep without any help from you. And that could be a few minutes, maybe even 2 or 5. If she's not crying, you can leave it until she is actually starting to protest or squawk. If she's just calmly looking around the room, then go fold some laundry and come back and check on her in a minute or two and see what happens. If she starts to get grizzly or cry or squirm or grunt around, then you can try a few things first, just like we talked about last night. You can try stroking the forehead, you can try giving the crib a little bit of motion, you can try some loud shushing. If she really starts to rev up, then we can pick her up and walk around the room until she's calm and then put her back down. I just want to caution you though about something that can become a big frustration point for a lot of parents and babies, is that if you pick her up and she falls asleep in your arms and then you go to put her back, again, chances are high it won't work, right? Because she's aware she's not in your arms anymore. And now she's really awake. And now she's even angrier than she was prior because you woke her up, basically. That can become sort of a vicious cycle of you pick her up, get her almost to sleep, put her down, she gets mad, and you do it again, and so on and so on. So the point of picking her up is just to calm her, not to put her to sleep. Okay, remember, this isn't your job, this is her job. We're going to see if she can do this on her own. So you're going to get her calm, you're going to put her down. I want you to keep this going for a full hour. If she doesn't sleep at all in that hour, now we have to move on to plan B. So plan B would be you get her up out of the room, go have a feed, because now it's legitimately time to feed her again. If she falls asleep at the breast, that's okay, right? If you can keep her awake through the feed, that's great as well. And then we move into some sort of plan B location for the nap. So that could be the carrier or the swing or the stroller or the car seat, because at this point, her sleeping is more important than anything else. Because like I told you in a previous video, overtiredness is her worst enemy. So we really want to avoid that at all costs. So we've tried, it didn't work. That's okay. Now she's going to sleep in some plan B location. Once she wakes up from that nap, wherever it was, you'll give her her full feed, you'll do a little bit of activity time, and then you'll try again. Maybe this time it goes much, much smoother, and she does fall asleep in that crib or that bassinet. And we will call that a victory for the day, and then try again at the next, and so on. Now, I just want to give a little bit of caution here because this can be a little overwhelming, especially for moms who are home alone. If all day long you are trying to get this little person to nap and it's not going well, this can become very stressful and you can start feeling pretty burnt out by it. So if that sounds like you, I want you to take a breather. Again, we can just focus on one nap a day even. That first nap of the day, you're going to give this your 100% effort. And the whole rest of the day, if you want to take a break, just keep in mind the feed, play, sleep schedule. And when it comes to sleep, just sleep her somewhere else. Sleep her in the carrier or the car seat or the stroller or the swing or the rock and play. That's okay, right? It's really more important that she gets good quality sleep throughout the day than it is to drive yourself crazy trying to get her to nap in that crib or that bassinet. And the more she does that, the better, right? The better and faster things are going to start to improve. But your health and well-being is very important to me as well. So I do not want you to get too stressed or burnt out by this. So those are absolutely appropriate second locations for sleep. All right, so just some caution also around using those sort of plan B experiences. Often the nap isn't as long as it should be in those kind of locations, just because for whatever reason our bodies and brains don't know if we're safe, if we're being moved around a lot while we sleep. So it won't be the same quality, but it's certainly better than nothing. What we're trying to prevent is that sort of 4 to 7 p.m. meltdown, right? It's called the witching hour. And it's called that because most newborn babies go through a little period in the late afternoon, early evening where they get a little overwhelmed. They get a little overtired. Some people call it colic, which could be the case. But more often than not, it's just overtiredness accumulated throughout the day that just leads to a lot of crying in those evening hours. So if we can keep a nice schedule going where she's getting sufficient sleep throughout the day, then we can help prevent that. I'm not promising it won't happen, and if it does happen, do not worry about it. It is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with your baby. It's just a process. They get a little overwhelmed. They're not very good at handling stimuli yet, so they can get a little bit into meltdown mode around those hours, and they'll get really tense, and they can cry really, really loudly and intensely, kind of stiffen up, and that's just basically their way of saying, you know what, I just had a little too much today, and I'm going to do some crying for a while now, and there's not a lot you can do. Just do your best to keep her comfortable and keep yourself sane and just live through it. And again, you're on the right road here, that's going to phase out a lot quicker than people who don't know about sleep needs. All right, thanks for watching. Sleep well.